tell you what to do with your trades or investments, as I am not a financial advisor. Any and all content provided by me contains my own speculative opinion on the market. As such, this content should not be used to make trading or investment decisions. The market is extremely volatile, and the decisions you make should be based on your own due diligence. If you should make a trade or investment decision based off the speculative content that we provide, this disclaimer legally relinquishes me from any and all responsibility. Past market performance is not indicative of future market results. Trading in any market is extremely risky, and you should conduct your own research and analysis prior to making decisions. Well. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope everybody's week was prosperous and delicious and beautiful and happy. It is Friday. It is the weekend for me. Not too much else outside of that. I do believe that this stream will be a little bit quicker. We don't have that many requests today, so we're going to do the general basics and then the requests, and that should wrap up the stream for the day and for the weekend. But we'll go ahead and just hop right into it. We'll go ahead and start off with Nasdaq. And what do we see? We see a nice little pullback. I don't think we saw an extension to the one spot 272, did we? No, we did not. It's all the way up here. We actually met rejection here. Right on this candle. So that provides basis for resistance right around the 14,185 region, and basically taking out the prior high here. Still above all major moving averages. I have nothing to show for concern as far as Nasdaq is concerned, aside from a couple of the momentum oscillators here flashing a little bit. We do see the the RSI has broken below the exponential, basically rejecting the bullish control zone here, printing a lower high. Any more follow through to the downside, we likely see a little bit of a bearish divergence play start flashing out here. On top of that, we do see the exponential has officially gained a negative slope. Not too negative nonetheless though, so I am looking for a little bit more continuation to the downside. Now, could this be the top? It's very possible this could be the top, but I want to see how the market plays coming into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and next week here. Obviously targets are, basically this support level right here, right around 13,900. That's kind of where I'm looking for a pullback. Stochastics are basically telling us the same thing. We saw that exponential go negative. We saw stochastics bounce up with that new all-time high and reject the negatively sloped exponential. So I am looking at momentum to potentially drive a little further down here. Now we're still closing above all major moving averages. That has to be, in the back of your mind. As long as that is a fact, I can't be bearish. I can't be immediately bearish on anything that looks like this. New all-time high is set, immediate pullback as a result, and we've seen that plenty of time before on new all-time highs. We got this all-time high right back here on the 15th of April. Boom, pullback. Basically retested the all-time high. Boom, pullback. And now we're seeing, another all-time high. Boom, pullback. Another all-time high. Boom, pullback. So until I see a full breakish structure, I am convinced that maybe a little bit more of a pullback, and then boom, launching up to that one spot 272 Fibonacci extension zone here, as that still remains the target to the upside. Seeing that this candle took out the prior high here, printing a new all-time high, that still gives me the basis that we could still see extension all the way to the one spot 272. And that's kind of how I'm looking at Nasdaq. Nothing too crazy right now. Again, all-time highs usually end up in pullbacks. That's something to take into serious consideration here. As far as, again, all-time highs are concerned, this is probably annoying. So that's kind of how I'm looking at Nasdaq. I think SPY futures looks a little bit different here. We'll go ahead and take a look at that. Oh. All right. So my target was met. It was met spot the fuck on. Holy shit. So we got that, massive pullback. We do see all the way to the green 55 moving average. Now, we're taking out lows here. We're clearly and obviously taking out lows. Now, do I look at these as structural low? Maybe this one a little bit more than this one here. But taking this out, it's a big concern for me. I am now looking for, is this closed? Did we close below that? We did close below the green 55. So, maybe a little bit of a bounce, all the way back up to this region here, 41.72 spot 75 coming into next week. Very possible, pullback like this. I expect bounces along the way, especially on critical levels, and the green 55 is a critical level from my perspective. Very, very nasty move here. What is the percentage on that move here? Almost 2%. One spot 39. I mean, it looks nasty. but it's a 1% move. It's nothing too insane and too crazy. You know, when in doubt, pull it out. We've seen retracements to the green 55 before, basing high or low structure along the way. We've seen that a couple times, even pullbacks all the way to test the Cyan 89 in the past. And we've seen those moving averages hold true. However, closing below the green 55 puts into perspective of a possible pullback all the way to this low, very first and foremost, right around 41.10. And maybe even all the way down to the Cyan 89. We do see the Cyan 89 right in line with this little support region here. Again, this is a pretty big move in my opinion. 2% is 2%. Ooh, here's some more news here. Oh God, yeah. I keep doing that. So we do have a break of long-term structure here on the RSI. Yeah, we print a new low. We haven't quite printed a new low. But we have taken out past lows here, these two at least, on the RSI. So maybe I'll leave that structure in place just in case this decides to bounce and basically take a sharp turn right back up. But we do see the exponential is very, very negative. And once we broke it and it forced negative, we saw that retest. I think that was this candle right here. Yeah, we saw that little bit of a retest. Boom! Look what happened. It rejected the exponential, and then boom, straight through. A couple of supports and closing below two major moving averages here. So, looking at the stochastics, continuation to the downside as a result of crossing back into the bullish control zone. We do see stochastics now in the neutral zone while the exponential remains in the bullish control zone. We do see the stochastics has a lot of momentum to the downside. This is a big, sharp, powerful move to the downside. Definitely gives me the bias that this potentially comes down a little bit more. But if we see a higher low structure being put in here, again, this would be like a macro higher low, like this one right here, or this one right here, or this one right here. Something similar to that could definitely be in formation off of this green 55. That wouldn't be out of the question. We still have to put it into perspective, though. As long as we are above 50, we still have the opportunity to see a higher low print on this structure overall. But anything below there, and again, that's a little bit of hindsight trading. I'm not looking at that as a full-blown target as of right now. But anything below there could put into effect something very negative for the long term, in my opinion. As we do see the space between the Cyan 89 and the Purple 100. Obviously, a pullback like that would bounce across the levels along the way, but could open the potential to see a really disastrous move all the way to the Cyan 89. But for now, nothing too crazy. Heinous move, very tradable move to the downside. I am looking for a little bit more downside at the very least, unless we close back above the yellow 21. I'm going to look for continuation to the downside over time. Again, a bounce to this this new resistance region here, 41.72 spot 25 would not be out of the question. I'm actually kind of expecting a bounce, but now I'm seeing the exponential gain that negative momentum, and the stochastics really continue further down in a negative fashion. It makes me think that any pump up, any bounce is likely to be met with heavy resistance. So for now, that's where I'm going to leave NASDAQ. I think Dow Jones is looking pretty fucking heinous as well. Yep. So we saw a significant pullback. Again, I was looking at that Cyan 89 moving average as a potential target for price action to come to the downside. This is heinous. We are seeing new lows printed on Dow Jones Industrial Average here. So I am medium term bearish as of now. Could we see a bounce? Very easily. We could see a bounce all the way to the green 55, maybe even a little higher to test the yellow 21, red 10 simple converging upon each other, all the way right around, what is that, the spot 972 Fibonacci extension zone. That wouldn't be out of the question, but again, similar to SPY futures here, any pump up, any bounce, I'm looking at to be met with heavy resistance here. We do see the stochastics, I keep mixing them up, the RSI, damn it, we do see the RSI continuing very, very, very nastily to the downside. Long-term structure completely destroyed. We could see a little bit of a point to point here, but I'm not convinced of that at all, to be quite honest with you. I'm actually looking for a bounce before seeing more continuation to the downside. We did see similar structure here. a little bit of a bounce up to test the exponential, and just massive failure as a result of a rejection of the exponential. We do see the stochastics taking its first dip into the bearish critical zone. We do see the exponential looking like it's gonna start heading into the critical zone as well for the bearish side. A little bit of a point of reference, potentially, very slight potential, but we could see that bounce force the stochastics back up. But with a move like this, again, I'm looking at the neutral zone here, or excuse me, the top of the bearish control zone, right around the 30 read, to potentially get rejected as a result, in correlation with Dow Jones, making any kind of move up to basically test those resistances. Again, I'm looking for rejection at this point and further price action to the downside. Things are starting to turn a little bit. It's making me think that NASDAQ is getting ready to rotate, and markets start rotating, and NASDAQ might be the next one to see a heinous pullback as a result. So I'll leave Dow Jones as that, and I want to get to something really exciting here. We do see the US dollar index really continuing to explode to the upside. As of right now, the next target is basically the blue 377 here. We do see the stochastics still in the bullish critical zone. I like that read. We do see the RSI basically aiming for that critical zone for the bullish side here, and that exponential really gaining a lot of strength here. Any kind of pullback is expected. You have to be aware of potential pullbacks with moves that look like this. This is a very powerful move over the last week and a half. Very powerful, and we're starting to see the red 10 simple trade above the 55. We're starting to see evidence of those lower periods, moving averages trading above higher periods. I still want to see I want to see all the periods recover before I'm immediately long-term bullish. But as far as this one is concerned, I am looking for continuation all the way to the blue 377 first and foremost, unless we see some kind of heinous debacle, heinous pullback. Again, a pullback all the way to the purple 100. That wouldn't be out of question. This is our last low right here. So basically, closing candles above this region still provides the basis for an uptrend here. We are in an uptrend. This is an uptrend. It is a change of behavior on a daily time frame. What does the weekly look like here? The weekly close, the weekly has closed. Yeah, weekly continuation is what I'm looking for. From a weekly perspective, the 92 region, the prior weekly high, is what I'm looking for. And a change of behavior on the weekly time frame will give me the basis to say, all right, this is potentially long-term bullish here. And obviously, we'll see the momentum oscillators react and the moving averages react in correlation with that condition being met. Weekly RSI bouncing off that structure and just shooting straight up, forcing that exponential to be positive. Stochastics giving off a decent read here, bouncing through the bottom side of the bearish control zone. We likely see stochastics exponential carry on into that region as well, with any continuation to the upside on a weekly candle closure basis. So as far as the traditional stock market is concerned, this could be potentially one of the reasons, one of the correlating factors as to why you're seeing pullbacks within the Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency market, and the traditional market as well. You tend to see pullbacks anytime the U.S. dollar is performing well, and when the U.S. dollar is not performing well, it's typically the time you see some awesome bull market action within the cryptocurrency and the traditional market sphere. So as far as Dixie is concerned, I am looking for continuation, and that's where I'm going to leave that one. We'll go ahead and move on to Mr. Bitcoin here. Very disappointing from my perspective as far as Bitcoin is concerned. Sometimes I don't put all the pieces together. Technically speaking, we still have an opportunity to base a higher low. This is not a break of structure until we see this candle close below the 35,500 region. Any closure below there will be confirmed a new low and another change of behavior on a daily time frame. And I will be looking for a pullback all the way, to be quite honest with you, all the way down here to 33,400 first and foremost. Maybe even see a test of the blue 377. This could likely happen over the weekend. We could likely see that kind of movement to the downside over the weekend. But if we still hold this area as support, as long as we're above 35,500, we still have the premise to think about potential higher low in formation. This candle closed just above the prior low here. So, we are seeing a live break of that region, but we still have 19 hours, 30 minutes left in the day's candle. We could see anything happen as a result. We could definitely see this pull back, but Am I biased for that? No. Why? Because we see a rejection of the bullish control zone, forcing the exponential on the stochastics down, and you see the stochastics gaining, heavy momentum. RSI exponential has just sloped to a negative position. Any pull to the upside from an RSI perspective, I'm going to be looking at to get met with resistance by that exponential. Top call basically rejecting the neutral zone here, falling back into the bearish neutral zone, looking like it wants to start dipping into the bearish control zone here. We do have a structure to consider here. Nothing long-term, nothing crazy. This structure could still prove very valid, and this is why I look at both sides of the coin. Yeah, we have evidence of more pullbacks inevitable potentially, but as far as the structure is concerned on the RSI, we still have the premise, we still have evidence that a potential higher low could print out here. Now, am I leaning towards that? No, not really. I'm actually kind of looking for a little bit more of a pullback. But for now, I have to assume, the obvious, and the obvious is that the RSI structure is still maintained. We still have 19 hours left in the day. The only thing that's really direly concerning to me is stochastics here rejecting the top side of the bullish control zone. So for Bitcoin, what are my conditions? Again, any closure above this region here, 35,500. Maybe we see a little bit of a range pull out, but I would be looking for a move all the way to 37,450. Any closure below this region here, obviously this would be the first target to be met. This consolidation low here, but overall I would be looking at this region here as a potential target, even up to this weekend here, right around 33. We'll just call it 33,400. Maybe even a stab down to the blue 377. So that's where I'm going to leave Bitcoin here. How far are we into this? Only 16 minutes. Oh, goody. Let's do requests. I did say this was going to be short here. IVR. We're going to go ahead and knock out IVR real quick and see what the hell this one says. Investo more. This is that one. All right, consolidation. We did see an attempt to break below that region, but nonetheless, we're close above the red 10 simple. So for right now, I'm going to be looking for consolidation to start playing out. We do have evidence of that because the stochastics, while consolidating, is coming to the downside here. Come on, RSI. Riding, this exponential is barely positive, and we see that, that little back and forth action on the RSI. Again, that's just another premise for consolidation. However, I don't like this rejection of the bottom side of the bullish control zone, and I don't like, how close the RSI is to the exponential here. But the exponential remains positive. Consolidation is kind of what I'm looking at, unless the following conditions are met. Any closure below this region opens up the premise for a major pullback all the way to 3.60. Again, that level is 3.95. Any closure below 3.95, I'll be looking for a major pullback all the way to 3.60. And on the other side, any closure above 4.10 to 4.15, I'll be looking for a move all the way back up to 4.45. Yeah, consolidation again on this asset. It really got messed up by that coronavirus dump, and we saw this failing rally just completely get crushed. Technically, yes, we are in an uptrend. I can't take that away. This here is actually a little bit of a downtrend, but if we're talking macro here, yeah, we kind of are seeing a little bit of an uptrend. You got your first low here, higher low here, and your higher low here. So yeah, technically uptrend. But am I bullish, to the max? Absolutely not. You look at the moving averages here. You do see the moving averages really just, beat the hell up right now. We still have a lot of the higher period moving averages here, the purple 100 and the blue 377, to really conquer before I say, all right, yeah, this might be long-term bullish. But for now, that's kind of how I'm looking at this one. I just deleted my lines. Looking for consolidation. I hit the wrong button, guys. Looking for consolidation between this point here and this point here for now. Until one of those levels breaks, that's where I'm going to leave that one. Let's do the next one here. TRCH, Torchlight. I heard this one had some booming action today. Yep. We got that pullback, kind of as expected here, closing on that nice dragonfly doji style candlestick. We do see that long wick to the bottom side getting bought right back up above this support. That was kind of a little bit of a tell that, hey, this one's probably not finished. This one likely reverses back to the upside. Again, I was looking for that pullback albeit I didn't know where that pullback would land because all these levels were possibilities, especially to the red 10 simple, considering that the last low that we printed was here on the 10th of June here. But I like the reaction. We do have a break of resistance, a little bit of a pullback to test that resistance, and launching up to this target would not be out of the question. I am targeting this region here, 6 spot 90 to be tested. Do I have fibs on this? Give me 1 second. It's not 690. It's actually 680. I don't have fibs. Let me go ahead and get the fibs out on here. Okay. Any closure above this region here, any closure above 675, 680, I'll be extending targets all the way up to the 1 spot 272, right around $9. And very bullish that is. We do see the RSI. Again, that exponential slope analysis is so critical to so many of the decisions that I make in trades here. We do see that nice pullback. Again, we saw that pullback and then boom, bounced off that positively sloped exponential, looking for continuation. For now, I am looking for continuation on this. What do we see here? Ooh, a nice break back into the critical zone for the bullish perspective here, forcing that exponential. While it's still negative, any continuation to the upside likely forces us back to a positive. But we do need to be aware of potential bearish divergence plays starting to form out with any more highs. If we print a new high on RSI and a new high on price action, I will not be looking for bearish divergence. However, if we see a new all-time high followed by a lower high on the RSI, I will be looking for a bearish divergence anchor to print out here, and that likely plays a little bit of a pullback as a result of meeting new all-time highs. For now, continuation. I am looking for extension to this region here, likely further, to be quite honest with you. Maybe we can do some adjustments here. Maybe this doesn't matter anymore. Yeah. I mean, new high. Is this new all-time highs? Yeah, new all-time highs. Yeah, new all-time highs, new all-time highs, new all-time highs. So maybe I'll change my perspective a little bit. Maybe we see that extension to the 1 spot 272 now. I don't think I need any more confirmation. I was using the wick as a resistance level, but I'm more comfortable with candle body closures. So I decided to move my resistance down to the top of this candle, and that is a broken resistance. So for now, 1 spot 272 is likely the next target, right around $9. Obviously, ebbing and flowing in between. Maybe we see a little bit of a pullback all the way back down to $6 even to test this support, and then boom. Higher than average volume upon achieving that new all-time high is a good signal. Everything is pointing to continuation to the upside as far as this one's concerned. So that's where I'm going to leave that one. I hope the next one is a shit chart. Please be a shit chart. Please check BBIG. Vinco Ventures Incorporated. I've done this one before. Oh, it's not a shit chart. It doesn't have too much time in history, but we do have an uptrend confirmed. Here's your low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. This possibly goes as a higher low. Right now, what I'm looking for this consolidation to potentially continue unless we close above the red 10 simple here. At the very least, a closure above this region here, 4 spot 20, will be enough for me to look for a higher low to print on the RSI. We have no divergence plays being printed out, just tops. Higher tops and higher tops right now. Yeah, the exponential is negative, but I think we're in a bull market. I think this one's a little bit bullish right now. Seeing this could potentially play as an uptrend, unless you decided to use that line. Does that work? No, it doesn't work actually. This line's a little more comfortable. Not really, as far as structure is concerned on RSI, nothing that I'm comfortable with, speaking about. This is a weird structure, but it's a bullish structure nonetheless. So from now, support on the yellow 21. I will be looking for this candle though raises a little bit of concern. Stochastics raises a little bit of concern. Lower high on the stochastics, technically a broken structure if you want to be technical about it. This was a diagonal uptrend line here, so there's evidence for both sides of the coin here. It's kind of one of those ones that's going to be flip-flopping in the air until we see one of these levels break. Again, the first level that I'm looking for to the downside is 3.75. If I see that level break, then the next target, to be quite honest with you, is right around 2.85. However, if we close it back above this region, 4.20, I'm going to be looking for that higher low to print on the RSI, and a continuation drive all the way up to this region around 4.90. Again, just to be clear, I can't be confident. I can't be confident on it's not even a year old. So I mean, take it as you will. A little bit of a change of behavior is evident, but this is a major top breaking through the exponential RSI. We could see a higher low print here, or we could see continuation to the downside. However, I'm actually kind of leaning a little bit more towards the upside for this one. So as far as that one is concerned, that's kind of where I'm going to leave it, guys. And I think we are good. One viewer, thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, tick that little bell, bring your friends along, have them join the channel. The more support we get, the better it is for the channel, and the more interaction that I can provide for you guys, and more analysis requests, and the more dog holy hellfire charts that I can look at and provide more entertainment for you guys. So again, if you like the content, if you like what you're seeing here, if you're enjoying the time with the Blackfire Technical Analysis page, please hit that like button. Please smack that subscribe button. Tick that little bell. It really helps the algorithm. But for now, that's where I'm going to wrap it up for the weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, stay safe, stay happy,